Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For day 7, we are doing a really quick little story of my currently list. I think I saw Allie and maybe one other person do a currently list, and I thought it'd be really cool to include one in my album just to like document some things about my life this December. So I think for this we're gonna speed up most of the footage because it's not anything that I really need to explain. I'll quickly tell you what I'm gonna do and then I'll get started. So I made this and I did record making this so you can see how I did it, but I die cut using the digital alphabet stamp from this year, and then I embossed it, and I'm hoping that that like shine shows up. And then I made my own template using digital stamps. I love the foil on this. Using digital stamps from Allie, and then foiled it, and we're gonna make a grid, and we're gonna grid it up. It's gonna look like this when it's in the album. So I'm gonna stop talking and get to work. Okay, friends, so let's switch gears for a little bit. I'm going to walk you through how I made that star transparency, and it's literally just the magic of embossing. So I pulled out that star stamp from Allie Edwards, which I am absolutely obsessed with, and I cut the word 7 out using some evergreen cardstock from Concord and Ninth. I will try to remember to link it in the description box, but I have the full suite of colored cardstocks from Concord and Ninth. And then I just put some stars. So I'm using my mini MISTI. And I'm using that, not transparency, that cutting mat, so I don't have to use magnets. And I'm hitting it with my powder tool, which I've learned is the secret to good embossing, is using the powder tool. And then I'm using VersaMark ink and then random configurations of the stars. And you'll see that the stars are not all on the letters. They're hanging off because I just wanted like enough so you can see that it is a star. But I just wanted a little bit of the star on the letters. And then I'm using 3 different metallic embossing powders from Simon. I'm using rose gold, antique gold, and silver. These are all the ultra fine formulations. And I just use all 3 on the letters. And I'm embossing over a coffee filter because then you can use the coffee filter to pour the embossing powder right back into the jar when you're done. And I'm using a Wagner heat tool. That's the other thing I've learned, is that you got to have a really, really hot heat tool. And man, watching embossing powder melt is magical because you can kind of see how bright and shiny that S is compared to the other letters that I have not heat set. And I just use my tweezer to hold on to the letters as I was heat setting it, so I'm not burning my fingers, and so I have a good grip on it. And the other thing I've learned is when you emboss, you have to hold it off the table because that's what stops it from warping and buckling. Because you see, my letters are super nice and even. There was no warping or buckling even after I heat set them. And now I'm using a bit of graphics clear plastic. This is my favorite medium to use as a transparency if I'm adding things to my album because it's super thick, super sturdy, but you can still punch holes in it with the 6-hole punch that I use. And I'm just sticking on the letters to spell out the word 7. Now I have it arranged in kind of a zigzag fashion because they wouldn't fit in a straight line, and I didn't want to cut them any smaller than that, so I stuck down the S, the V, and the N first. And then I moved my T-square up a little bit so that I had some space to stick down the E's. And I kind of like fiddled with it for a little bit before I figured out this configuration worked. And I'm just using my tape runner to stick this down. I feel pretty secure that these aren't going to move and that these are going to stay put. And it helped to, again, have the T-square so I can make sure that my letters were all lined up. But that is pretty much how I made that 7, and I think it's super fun and super shiny and super sparkly, which I'm into so much this season. And then right now we're just going to work on that grid page. So this, sorry about the glare, you guys. My lights were really bright today, and I didn't realize how much the foil would get distorted by the light, so sorry about how bright that is. But I'm going through my pictures. I had my notes in my phone to make sure that when I was taking pictures this morning for this currently page, I had the list of prompts in my phone, and so I'm matching up the prompts, and I mixed up Anxious People and Adele because they're both listening, but I had Anxious People under enjoying not listening. So I'm like moving things around, trying to figure out where things go. And then when I decide to stick them down, I use a mix of tape runner and foil tape, and I use the foam tape. Wow, I use the foam tape because I cannot resist the like texture and the allure of having things at different heights. I think that's another really cool design element, is having things at different heights in a Sorry about my big head, by the way. Having things at different heights in a project, especially with something like this that's a basic grid where everything is pretty much is the same 2x2 shape. having some pop up and having some like flat, I think just looks really interesting. So I picked random ones. Like, it's not like, you know, the one that I popped up is more important than the other two. I literally picked random ones in each line. And you'll see in my grid that when I designed it, like, all the words are not in a straight line. So then all the photos aren't going to be in a straight line. And again, I just did things that I thought would be visually interesting and I would enjoy looking at. And then I just stick down my, well, 8 photos and 2 cards, the 2 cards that I did some journaling on. And that pretty much completes this part of the layout. And then after this, I just go ahead and embellish. So I hope you enjoyed watching and seeing how I put together that 7 transparency, and then seeing like my thought process for arranging this grid page down. And I'm going to stop talking and the video is going to pick back up so you can see how I finish up this spread. Alright, so I've gotten the base of my page done, and then I went rifling through my embellishment stash to figure out a way to finish this page. I have this shaker star. I think this came in a star mini kit last year, and it was one of those supplies that I hoarded, and I really need to stop doing that. But it was one of those things that I was like, how am I ever? And again, I feel like the best place to use something is the thing you're working on. But it was one of those things where I was like, how can I ever use this properly? And so I didn't use them. So I pulled it out, and then I had these Allie called them refrigerator chipboard, I think, in a previous story kit, but it's just tiny little sentiments. So each piece has their own. Oh, guys, I like re-upped my glue, by the way. Each piece just says has their own word on it, and then you use it to build up, like to build a saying, kind of like refrigerator magnets. So I pulled out memories from this December, and I literally, you can kind of see them, they're all down there. I had them spilled out across my desk because I had an idea of what I wanted it to say. I just didn't know if I would have the pieces that would say it, because since I'm documenting a currently page, I wanted it to say like these moments, and then I found memories from this, but I found the word moments, but it was moments with an S, and I was like, that grammar's gonna drive me nuts. And then I found another piece that said year, and I was like, well, this isn't from the whole year, it's just from December. And then I found the DEC, and I was like, that's exactly what I needed. So I'm just sticking these down with a tiny bit of wet glue. And I keep picking them up upside down with my tweezers. I have to like keep reminding myself I'm left-handed, even though I exist in a right-handed world. So I'm just putting this memories from this December kind of phrase, I guess, over top with some wet glue, using my tweezers. Now these are kind of wonky, so like I don't expect them to go down super straight. And then I'm gonna put a stamp block, which you guys, stamp blocks are like my favorite thing to hold them down. And then this, I'm pretty sure is from this year. These pleather hearts. I love texture, so anytime like pleather or fabric or wood veneer, anytime these like add-on embellishments are available, I always buy them, just because I like texture and I like things to be outside of the page protector. So that's where you can really appreciate textures, when things are outside of the page protector. And then I'm just sticking that on just like that. Guys, sorry about the glare. My lights are very close to my desk because I don't have much workspace. So when I do transparencies, and then I printed this on my glossy paper instead of my luster semi-gloss, which is what I've been printing my large photos on because I'm trying to finish this pack up. So it's super reflective. But that's what this side looks like. Super simple. I have this star confetti that when I'm done, like when I'm finished filming, so you guys don't have to watch me do that, I'm just going to go ahead and scatter some of that. And then I pulled out 7 stars for the number 7. That's from this pack. And I am mixing metallics. I'm mixing silver and gold, which I have no issue with. I know it might make some people crazy, but I like mixing metallics. I think that's fun. And then I'm literally just going to put these down. No rhyme or reason. I'm just equally spacing out the ones on the top and on the bottom. So like this one's going to go there, then down. They're kind of going in like a zigzag shape, but then it's also not like perfect. And I'm trying to make sure that there aren't 2 of the same size close to each other. But honestly, this is fun. When I was messing around with this, I was like, should I put brads through them and then stick them down? And then I was like, no, because I already put foam tape, and I'm not trying. if I end up with 2 albums this year, I end up with 2 albums this year. But I don't know. I might have a chance of fitting it all in one album. Today's also only day 7. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But I feel like I might have a chance of fitting it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I feel like I might have a chance of fitting it all in one album. So we'll see. So I'm trying to not like add bulk just to add bulk. And the Star Brads wouldn't be doing any sort of like thing. They wouldn't be doing anything besides embellishing. And I could embellish with flatter things. So that is day 7, you guys. That's how it goes in the album. I have my 7 with my sparkly stars and the big 7, and then when you flip, it's just a currently list. Keeping it really simple and easy today. A nice break from the big photos and the giant stories and everything else. And I'll quickly tell you what's on my currently list. So celebrating, I mean, obviously we're celebrating Christmas, but I have this picture of a childhood ornament from Joshua, and it's a little stocking that says his name. So I have that. Enjoying, I have Anxious People, which I'm listening to on Audible. Hoping, I wrote Hoping for Snow, for Peace, for Joy, and the Warmth of a Cozy Home. Listening to Adele's 30. Is anyone else listening to 30 on repeat, or is it just me? Loving, I have a picture of my December daily album because I'm loving working on it. Savoring a knitting project. Oh, I put this down sideways. Haha. I love that this tape runner takes like a while to cure, and I can still do that. That's my lunch from today. I had a chopped cheese sandwich and a ginger ale, so that's my lunch. Making yarn, always. Remembering those we've loved and lost and wish we could enjoy one more season with, and watching. Joshua and I just started watching Wheel of Time, and we are obsessed. We're actually waiting for more episodes to go up because we are very impatient, and I cannot handle watching 1 episode a week, so we're waiting for like 3 episodes to go up so we can catch up. But that's day 7. So I hope it inspired you to document a currently list. I hope it inspired you to pull out some embossing powders and make something sparkly, and to just play. This was not every page, even if their playtime, has to be super involved. Like I had a little bit of fun here. Oh, I had a lot of fun actually. There's a lot of sparkle, and I love this grid thing. So yeah, that's all I have for you. So till next time. Wait, hold on. That's all I have for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And that's all I have for you. So till next time, keep it crafty and have the very best day. And I'll see you around. Bye for now.